It's finally here, my most anticipated movie of the whole year, Army of Thieves. I could barely say that with a straight face. It was not my most anticipated. I really did like Army of the Dead. I'm mixing up the names. They're very similar. I really enjoyed Army of the Dead, and when I heard that this movie was coming out, it was revolving around a heist. It was revolving around a fan favorite that came out of Army of the Dead. It seemed like this would be a really interesting movie, but it just kind of felt unnecessary. As much as interesting concept is with heist movies, and I do like heist movies, it just kind of felt like Netflix owed Zach a favor for some strange reason, and Zach wanted to dive into a character that he thought, while making Army of the Dead, would be a fan favorite, which, granted on him, he's right. That character was a really good character. But the thing that made him a good character in Army of the Dead was that we got him in small doses. And sometimes throwing a character on a screen in small doses is the best way to watch that character. Sometimes side characters don't need a whole movie. Him screaming the whole entire movie, high pitched, got very old very fast. His nervous antics got kind of old. And in Army of the Dead, when they throw those aneurysms at you and they're in small doses, it worked. But him, I can't even count how many times he did a high pitched scream like a girl in this movie. And it was funny the first time, but then it kind of just got a little old. I'm not going to say this movie was a complete waste of time, because there was enjoyable moments in this movie. Him talking about the safes, him the concept that he really doesn't care about the money that's inside the safe. He cares about cracking the safe and saying, I did that. I got in the safe. The bonus was what's inside the safe. The action was pretty good. There could have been a little bit more action. It was kind of a slow build up. The movie was way too long than it needed to be. But then again, Army of the Dead, even though I liked that movie was much longer than it needed to be also. So I think that's just something that Zack Snyder, as a producer, as a director, he just tends to have a lead foot with that, with the runtime. The movie has good action, it has a decent plot, but the characters inside the team, they could have been a little bit more developed, they could have been better. We could have actually seen more of their skill within the team. This movie didn't really need to be connected to the Army of the Dead. I keep messing up that name. But it kind of actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it kind of actually was at a disadvantage, because that's the thing with prequels. I know there's really, the stakes aren't that high for me, because I know this guy at the end of the day is going to make it out of whatever situation he's in, because he's going to be in Army of the Dead as a safecracker. So yeah, the stakes really weren't there for me on this movie. But anyway, those are my quick thoughts on Army of Thieves. Did you get a chance to check this movie out? We had a lot of stuff open this past weekend. This movie is only on Netflix. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below, leave a comment, and before I go, the worst thing I ever done was I made this fake puke at home, and I went to a movie and I put it in my jacket, and then I went over the balcony and I started making a noise like this. And then I dumped the puke over the balcony over everybody, and then the audience, they started puking all over each other, and it was the worst thing I ever done.
Schauer schnitt. Der Erfolg so